How can a child comply to what you want them to do? Inspire them to be willing to doing things instead of you reminding them to do them. As it is so tedious to keep on reminding the child, put on your shoes, and then they don't even seem ready. How can we be willing to do tasks without prompting them all so many times? Let's get started. Hi and Jumbo. My name is Margaret Jaroge, and in this channel, we thrive in giving children tools on how they can be able to explore and discover the world around them, supporting them socio-emotionally so that they can be able to flourish and thrive in life. I appreciate you and I appreciate your comment. So today I'll tell you one of the things I do, and it was successful in one way or another, is to include them in the process, letting them know that that is what you're going to be doing, and then let them give you the ideas of things that they're going to be doing. Include them in that process, the process from the inception of the idea to the end. Then give them a timeline on when it is that they can do those things. You can do, maybe it is a clock. You can tell them, this is the much time that is remaining. By the time it gets there, they have thought about it, because most of the time we abruptly tell the children to do things and you expect them to stop. I want to remind you today that children are human beings first. They do have their own thing going on, just like the way you yourself, you have things going on. It is like you in the office or in whichever job that you do. Somebody comes and tells you, okay, stop what you're doing and go and do something else. First of all, it's like, okay, why? And then second of all, it's like, this work, if I leave it this halfway, this 1, 2, 3, I have not even saved this document. So how am I supposed to do all those questions? If you consider yourself as that child who is being asked by the adult whom they depend on, you depend on that job per se, and you consider yourself that somebody cannot just come and, for courtesy, you need to be included in the process. In the process of that decision making, the rationale of it, and then how they can help you go back to your task. Allow them to have that timing so that you give them the parameter of time, and then you keep on reminding them. And then by the time you talk about 5 minutes, 4 minutes, they know, oh, I need to now to be wrapping up whatever I was doing. Usually, because they don't have a concept of time, they do timing in terms of events. I usually do my fingers. So we have this much time to going out. Now we have this much time remaining, so that it is more concrete to them to see. It's like wrap up and you can see them there by the door. Also, let them make the choices. For example, you are going somewhere. If that child has different kind of shoes, let them choose the shoes they want to wear. I know many times you're conscious of maybe how others will look at us, but children don't care about that. Allow that child to make the choice. And again, you can give them 3 or 4 choices and you tell them, choose one. If they choose one this and one that, so be it. A parent taught me. And one of the child was very interesting. I love the way the parents approach. So this child was so independent in thought, and the parents encouraged that. One morning, he came in and said, Miss Margaret, I couldn't figure out the shoe I wanted to wear. So guess what I did? And I go, what? And he looked at me, he's like, I wore one shoe of this pair and one shoe of this pair. And I looked at Dad and I said, oh, what is all this? He's going to be teased today. And he goes, no, he's going to have to be able to defend his own choices. And it is like a bulb went off in my mind, and I thought, oh my goodness, he is teaching the child how to defend his own decisions. I envisioned that child, 20 years from then, defending the decisions he's making in a company. And it started early. Actually, I followed that child the whole day. And it is very interesting because that child was told, you are wearing this and your shoes are this, they're colorful. They don't look the same. And the child was there saying, yeah, this is what I wanted. I made the choice. And he was so proud. He made a trend in the classroom, but the child was so adamant. He was there defending that choice. I just imagine if it's the parent, was adamant, it's like, you have to put on these shoes. These are not the same shoes. It is uncomfortable. It's like, no, let him know the consequence of that. And one of the consequences he got is to be able to defend and stand for that decision that he made. It's like a muscle you're building for that child. And it was really great to see that. If they're not able to defend, you can give the words to defend. And you can tell them that that is what you wanted to have. and they start growing that muscle. It's the exposure, and it's also the attitude in which you introduce some of those things. So making them, again, part of that process to choose, part of process to prepare. And there is a pride in something that you have made. And I think that is what it is that they feel. Help them. Model for them. Thank you again. Thank you for listening. And I hope this helps a little bit on how you can make your child do things without necessarily forcing them. And let me know what you think, and see you in the next video. Thank you.